Hey, how's it going?
Hi, nice to talk with you again.
Nice to talk to you too.
This is Edina Hendrickson. We had another peace talk with Wellspring School, 2012.
Great.
Yeah, and I participated in the peace talk with Education Fast Forward also.
Fantastic.
Now we are in one school in Buenos Aires City. The name of the school is Colegio del Arce. So the students are very excited to talk with you.
Fantastic. Well, I'm excited to talk to them too.
Thank you for this opportunity.
That's a total pleasure. Total pleasure.
And I'm going to leave you with the students.
Okay, great. Well, it's lovely to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alex Lagun. I'm from Senior 4 in Colegio del Arce, and I'm going to give the introduction of the speech for Peace Monday.
Great, great.
We are a small school in the center of Buenos Aires. Your project inspired us to see how, with strong dedication and persistence, a powerful wish to make a change, and a lot of progress from the very beginning, you got to save so many people's lives and to show how anyone can contribute to make a change. Then let us tell you what we've done so far. On our school, we had a presentation of Peace One Day where we watched several videos and your documentary. Also, we had our first year students making a project about Peace One Day in the subject Global Education. They made an oral presentation to primary students, and together they built a peace tree with peace phrases on the leaves. That's why we really got interested in your project. Did you know that on September the 21st, it's Students' Day in Argentina?
It's which day?
Students' Day.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Thank you for telling me that.
Okay. Hi, I'm Melina. I'm her partner in Senior 4. And as she was saying, another idea that we came up to was to take your project to our Congress to get them to pass a law and make Peace One Day official here in Buenos Aires. And moreover, we are thinking to celebrate this day at our school with festivals and music. And for this, we thought it would be convenient to have a first-hand experience with the creator of the day.
Well, I think that's a tremendous idea. And it would be incredible if the government, took that thought on board, because obviously that would manifest incredible awareness for the Day of Peace, which in turn creates action, and that action saves lives. So I really wish you the very best with what you're going to try and do. And please, you totally have us behind you, fully supportive of that concept, and the very best of luck with doing that. That would be incredible if you achieve it. So well done.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Now several students are going to make you some questions.
Great. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you for that introduction. Hello.
We would like to ask you a question. Okay, the question is, how did you manage to persuade the authorities in your country to offer events on Peace One Day?
Well, effectively, in order to get the government behind it, I had to prove that it was a good idea. So in order to prove something's a good idea, then you have to do a lot of research. And in this context, a lot of research looked like a lot of traveling. So because I was in Somalia, or I was in Gaza or the West Bank, I was in Costa Rica, I was, in North America, I was all over Europe, I was traveling the world, and I was speaking to men and women from governments, NGOs, domestic abuse organizations, school teachers, religious figures. They were all telling me how good the idea was. And I was filming them as they were saying it. So I would make little films, little short films, showing everybody's support, showing that the day would have a practical benefit to humanity, that there would be practical benefits to this day in our schools, in our homes, and in our communities. And, that's how I persuaded them to do it. I think if you want to do something, whatever it is that you want to do in life, in order to achieve it, you've got to research it, you've got to understand it. Because the more you understand what it is you want to do, the more chance you have of succeeding.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Victoria.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Pamela.
Hello.
How long do you think it would take to achieve this goal?
Well, when I originally started, I had the idea in 1998, and I launched the idea in 1999. So I prepared the idea for 1 year. When I launched the idea, I thought I was really only going to be filming for about 1 year. But the idea became so big and so important to people, and so many people wanted to support it, that eventually, after a few years, we created the day. And then I wanted to prove that the day could work, and that's why I went to Afghanistan. And then after Afghanistan, when we proved that everybody could stop fighting, I then wanted to institutionalize the day and make sure everybody in the world, knows about it. And, I love Argentina. It's an incredible country. And, I've been to Buenos Aires a number of times. It's a beautiful city. And so, I guess, I thought it was going to be originally a year, and now it's been 17. It's a little bit like, you love something. If you love a sport, or you love a hobby, if you have a hobby, there's something you love doing. You love it so much that you keep on doing it. And I guess that's what's happened. The more I've done Peace One Day, the more I want to do. It's kind of fun. It's exciting. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you ever think of giving up? And if you did, what made you go on?
I've thought about giving up many times. But, since I've had my little girl, she's like 5 years old. Since I've had her, then, she's like the real inspiration for me continuing. But before she was in my life, so like 5 years ago, and I had still been on the road for 12 years, because I've been on the road 17 years. So for the first 12 years of this journey, what would keep me going is the amazing people that I spoke to. Men, women, young people, heads of faiths, corporations, governments, Nobel Peace Prize winners. So many people wanted to support. So many people were being affected by this day. Lives are being saved. People are being empowered. People have a starting point for their action for a more peaceful world. And to know that on this day, there are more people thinking about peace than any other day of the year. And to know on this day that this day is the day where there's the greatest decrease of violence on this planet, that's incredible. And so, it's the kind of thing that you never want to give up on.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nazareno. What do you feel was your major achievement?
I guess I feel like the major achievement was making sure that the 21st of September was a day of peace. Making sure the Peace Day had a fixed calendar date. A day of ceasefire and non-violence. That was a big achievement. I think what happened in Afghanistan was also fantastic. To see that everybody stopped fighting and millions of children were vaccinated against polio. In Afghanistan, the ceasefire, this was a big deal. It was a very exciting moment. So I guess my greatest achievement is probably being a part of establishing a day of ceasefire and non-violence with a fixed calendar date, the 21st of September. Hang on, before you go, what's your greatest achievement?
Make peace in the world.
All right, man, cool. So we're on the same team. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dominique, and we would like to know if you're happy with your results so far.
If I'm happy with...
Your results.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the results. You know, like we use this company called McKinsey & Company to analyze the data to help us see whether the day is growing in awareness. And it's growing really quickly at about 48% and more now. So, you know, there's nothing on the planet growing at 48% really. Probably the closest thing is an iPhone. So it's, you know, the awareness of the day is really picking up. It's great. And, you know, your college is a part of the success. You're the reason why this is successful. Yeah, because we're all doing something. You guys should tell your friends, follow at Jeremy Gilley Twitter. You know, just kind of like, you know, get on the Peace One Day Facebook. You know, tell your friends through social media. Make sure your parents, your friends, your family, they all know. See what they're going to do on the day. You're going to tell the government of Argentina, will they celebrate the day? This is amazing. You know, the people of the world coming together as one. This is awesome, and I think it's very successful because we are all making it a success. Not just me, all of us. It's great. So well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Xiomara, and we want to know how you feel about your achievements.
How do I feel about them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about the achievements. You know, I think that you know, to be able to get up and work hard for peace is a really great thing. It's you know, you feel good at the end of the day, and I feel excited about getting up for the next day. You know when you love something, you know, whether you love climbing a mountain or, you know, running or swimming or being with your family, whatever it is you really love, you know, to be able to do it every day is a great thing. So, you know, I've got some good people who work with me, and we're very creative and making films and doing music and, you know, spreading the word and engaging schools and universities. This is a really amazing thing to be doing. So I'm very happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Martina, and we would like to know if your expectations were fulfilled or exceeded.
My expectations have definitely been exceeded. No question. I had no idea when I started that we'd create a day of peace. I didn't even think it was going to work. I thought I was going to make a film about failing, you know, but I knew it was worth trying. And so, you know, to create the day, to see the ceasefires, to see that, you know, probably 3 billion people are going to be exposed by 2016, 3 billion people next year. This is massive numbers, and it's just way exceeded my expectations, and I feel very lucky, you know, to be on the journey, to be doing this stuff. I feel very lucky.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, man.
My name is Alex. Can I ask you a question?
Please, Alex. Yeah, man.
How do you raise money to fund this project?
Well, Alex, I'm going to ask you, you know, to give some money. No, I'm not really. I'm just joking. How do we raise money, Alex? It's a good question. What we do, I guess you know about motor racing. You know, you watch Formula One occasionally. You know, some brilliant drivers from your country. I use the same model as a Formula One car. You know, the Formula One car races around the track because it has logos on the side, right? You see the car? It has corporations on the side of the car. The corporations give the money to the team. The money, you're able to buy the car, put fuel in the car, get a driver and race. That is the model. Yeah. Now that model is a model we use. So if you look at Peace One Day, it's like a racing car. And I build relationships with corporations who give Peace One Day the fuel to put in the tank to allow us to move forward. In turn, we give something to the corporations, which is you know, they're able to tell their consumers and their workforce that they are supporting the peace process. Because large corporations want to support peace and sustainability. They want to invest in that. And we're an organization that they can invest in. It's very simple. It's very simple. Model. It's a licensing arrangement. Also, we have events in the year where we fundraise at the event. So that's a second area. The third area is we have a production company that makes films for people. Yeah? And they ask us to make their film, and the overhead of the film gets given to Peace One Day. So there, also people will buy merchandise. So there are different ways of which you finance. But when you finance something, you have to be very creative. And you have to work very, very hard in order to get the money. It's very difficult. It's the hardest thing about this work. It's the hardest thing. Everyone wants to be a racing driver, but unless you've got a car, you can't race. So it's tough, but it's okay. And that life is a challenge. Nothing's easy, and you just have to try your best. You just give it your best. And it's interesting. I like it.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Well, I want to know what was the hardest part of this project.
Excuse me. Could you repeat the question?
Yes, I want to know what was the hardest part of this process.
Well, actually, probably what Alex was just asking there. In many ways, the hardest part is financing the operation. This is a very difficult part. And then I think the next hardest part was just working out the strategy and of how to penetrate the international community in order to make every government of the world vote for this day. That was a very strategic process, which took a lot of time, of which I had a lot of support from a lot of great people. So I think, negotiating the political international arena and, funding the operation, from the corporate sector, these things were tough, but they were challenging. But, I think that my thing is like, I don't mind if I fail, right? It's like failing is really interesting. In fact, I'm learning most about myself when I fail, no question. If you look at the greatest songs that are written, the greatest poetry, the greatest literature, the greatest achievements, primarily are based on failure. Where, if you're trying to climb a big mountain, the reason why nobody's climbed it before is because it's so difficult. But I think if you take an approach that it's like, I'm going to try and climb this, and if I fall down, it's no problem, because I'm going to get up and I'm going to climb again. And I'm going to keep climbing again until I get there. And that's when you become rich inside. So I think that whatever you guys do, and your colleagues do at school, as long as you're trying your best, it doesn't matter if you don't succeed, you have to try again, And that's what makes us wise and, equipped to take on great challenges. And that's how I approach things. Failure is interesting. It's where I learn most about myself. And so I approach things in that way. Thank you for your questions, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks. Hello.
Hi, my name is Santiago.
Hey, man.
How did your family support you with this?
My family have been amazing. My dad has been on the phone. Most days I ring my dad. I tell him what I'm doing. I ask his advice. My mum the same. They've been coming over and cooking me meals, making sure I eat well, sleep well. My mum and dad are everything to me, and I love them dearly. And without their support, I would have never been able to do this. No way. No way. My mum and dad are really special. And my friends and my brothers and my sister. Family's really important to have them by your side if you can. Sometimes it's difficult with families, but you have to try really hard to hold the family together and keep the peace in the family is everything. That's the most important thing.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, man.
Hi, my name is Antino.
Hey, Andino.
How has your life changed?
My life has changed. It's a very good question. Big question. My life has changed. I've learned more about myself. I think that, I've learned a lot about, staying calm. When things are tough, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, relax when it gets tough. Don't react too quickly. I've learned that failing is really interesting. Failure should not be known as a negative thing. Failure is success. Because if you failed, then it means you tried. And as long as you tried your best, it doesn't matter if you fall down. Because you just get back up and try again. So I've also learned that no is a positive thing. no is not a negative thing. If you ask someone a question and they say no, then just kind of go, well, why is that a no? Find out why it's a no. Walk away. Do some more work. Go back. Ask them again. You know, and it's like, so I think that, I think those are the great things that I've learned. I've learned that love and friendship and taking care of my family and saying sorry is everything, Family and friends and the people in your school, make sure they're okay. If there's a young boy or a young girl, who's struggling, just, help them, because that is peacemaking. That's peacemaking. Look after everyone around you. That's what I've learned is important. Thanks for your question. It's the best question that's been asked. Well done, mate. Thanks, guys. Well, it's not the best question it's been asked, because every question that's been asked is amazing. But that's a really interesting question. What everyone has asked is amazing. But that's a really interesting question that young man asked. Anyway, go for it, guys. Hello.
Hi, my name is Milagros.
Hey.
Miracles. What events do you organize to celebrate this day?
Well, last year we did a big youth celebration in Rwanda, in Kigali. Rwanda in Africa. It's an amazing country, and the capital is Kigali. And we held a youth celebration there with young people doing poetry, drumming, dancing, singing. It was amazing. And we had the one anthem by these amazing African artists, which you can get from the Peace One Day website on iTunes. It's a great song. It's really cool. We sung that for the first time, and that's on TV, and that's really beautiful. Next year, we're going to do it in Uganda, in Kampala. And then in 2017, we'll be back in London doing a massive show in London, which we're really excited about. And so we do music. Music is Peace One Day organised, musical kind of youth activity is a great way to engage everyone and get them excited. So, I'm not quite sure what you guys are going to be doing on Peace Day yet, but, I'm sure you'll involve music. You can play the one Peace Day anthem at your event because it's a beautiful song. And, I'm sure you're going to have an amazing day, but celebrate in all kinds of wonderful ways on the 21st of September, and tell all your friends and family to do the same. It's going to be amazing.
Well, I'd like to know, what can we do to support your cause?
Okay, well now this is probably the best question that's been asked. No, I'm just joking. I don't know what this best thing is today. I'm not into the best at all, so I don't know why I keep saying that. I guess all of your questions are so good. But listen, what can you do? I think the first thing is that the fact that your college is embracing this day and that your teachers are embracing this day, this is amazing. And obviously we need to be very grateful to your teachers for giving us the time to talk today. So I really want to thank all your teachers and your school for their commitment to this Day of Peace. So thank you to all of them. What can you do? I think you can hold an assembly on the day. You can have an event on the day involving music or involving dance. I mean, Argentina, the tango. I mean, you guys are the best dancers in the world. So, it could involve dance. It could involve theatre. It could involve poetry. It could involve photography. It could involve painting. Bring the school together. Perhaps bring another school together with you. Do events in the evenings with your families. Tell your friends, join Facebook, follow at Twitter, Jeremy Gilley. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. And start planning now and thinking about it now, because you know what? We're now involved in the peace process right now. And Peace Day is ages away, because you're going to leave this session today, and I'm going to leave this session today. And we've been inspired by each other. And we're going to walk down the corridor. And I promise you that if you see somebody walking down the corridor in a moment, you're going to make sure they're okay. So we're already changing our lives now, in this moment. We don't have to wait for Peace Day. But Peace Day is a celebration of our activities. There's lots of ideas on the website, and there's lots of ideas on the Peace One Day education materials, which are all free. But your teachers will guide you. That's what they're here for. And obviously they've guided you for us all to be together today. So they're clearly doing a great job.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Hello.
Hi, my name is Tanya. And I want to know what places of Argentina did you visit?
I went to Buenos Aires.
Just Buenos Aires?
Yeah, unfortunately, I wanted to go to more places, but I tend to just kind of like I'm flying around the world. I'm going to the capitals, and we had some great meetings there with a lot of different people. And I was over there with I had a big meeting with Coca-Cola and all of their team. But I loved the city. We had an amazing time there, and I just remember one night. If you watch the film The Day After Peace, the feature film, the 82-minute version, you will see the whole scene when I'm in Argentina. When I go and see the corporations there. And I remember one time I went and saw these tango dancers. Oh my goodness. They were so incredible. It was just amazing. I've never seen such passion in two people dancing together. It was beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's in my film. So watch The Day After Peace, the long version. And anyway, so I had a great time in Buenos Aires. And I can't wait to come back to Argentina. And if I do come back, then I'll come and see you guys. Cool. If I'd like to come again to Argentina, definitely. I'd love to come back to Argentina. I'd like to come to Argentina right now. It's just so busy, we're just so busy. But look, next year I'm doing a lot in Africa, but in 2016, we're doing a lot in Africa. But certainly after September 2016, then, I want to do a lot more in Latin America. And obviously I will go to Argentina, and like I said, if you're still at the school, then we'll all see each other. We'll all see each other soon.
Great. Thanks.
Thanks.
We will be very pleased to receive you.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Sophia. What are you doing at the moment?
What am I doing at the moment? So we're in the office right now, and we're just we're planning. I mean, basically, when we get up to Peace Day, and on the 21st of September, Peace Day happens, and then straight after Peace Day, we start planning. October, November, December is when we're planning. We're budgeting, we're planning, we're strategizing, we're meeting, we're working everything out for the next year, for 2016. And it's a really nice time of year, to work everything out.
Hi, Jeremy has 5 more minutes.
Okay.
So yeah, what we're doing right now is planning. Okay.
Hi. Do you have any other interests or hobbies?
Yeah, I do. I love surfing. I love being on the water. I love wakeboarding. I love wake surfing, and wakeboarding is all I want to do. I just want to be on my surfboard.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Sol. Is there anything that you would like to say or to ask us?
Well, I mean, I think the one thing that what I want to say, obviously, is just like a massive thank you. You've all asked amazing questions, and so I want to say thank you to all of you for giving me your time, spending time with me and inspiring me. And I think that what I want to ask you is I just want you to tell as many people as you possibly can about Peace Day. I want you to have an amazing time in your school. I want you to tell other schools. I want you to tell as many schools as you can, as well as the government, to get the youth of Argentina standing as one in the name of peace and sustainability. And that's an incredibly exciting thing. So that's what I want to ask you. I want to say, have a great day. Do all you can to raise awareness of this day. And just a massive thank you for letting me speak with you all. It's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This applause goes for you.
Okay, can I see everybody? Can you turn the computer around so I can see everyone? Yeah. Excellent, excellent. Okay, great. It's a total pleasure. It's a total pleasure. Thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful Peace Day. And when I come to Argentina, I'll come and see you. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.